everybody, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are not new. Thank you for visiting me again. I am so happy to be here with you today. And today we are going to be talking about one very important part of Italian verbs, the past tense. And in particular, a past tense called Passato Prossimo. Let's get into it. I think I made a video a long time ago about the difference between Passato Prossimo and Imperfetto. There are two of the past tenses in Italian. First of all, how many past tenses are there? For the indicative mood, that is the mood with which we talk about things that are true in general, we have 4 past tenses, or maybe 5 past tenses. The one that we are studying today is the first one, the compound tense that builds upon the present tense. All this might sound a little confusing, but let's get into it. Before I start, actually, let me know that you appreciate these videos by leaving a like, commenting down below, subscribing if you're new, and if you are interested in Italian language, Italian culture, this place is for you. This is your channel, so if you want to subscribe, that's gonna make me very happy. I said that the Passato Prossimo is a tense that builds upon the present tense. What do I mean by that? In Italian, as in many other languages, also in English, there are simple tenses and compound tenses. What does it mean? The simple tenses are those where the full message that the verb wants to convey is expressed in just one word. The compound tenses very often use that one word to build another message, another type of meaning, but not only with that single word, also with other words. So for example, I am is a simple tense and I have been is a compound tense. One word, multiple words. When it comes to Italian, we already went through the present tense. I am gonna take for granted that you guys know what I'm talking about and you guys know how to conjugate at least the verbs to be and to have. So we start from the present tense to build another one. But there are a few things that we need to take into account. This tense is formed by 2 words. The first one is the auxiliary, that is the verb to be or to have conjugated. And the second one is the past participle. Given that you know how to conjugate to be and to have, we already have half of the verb. The past participle is at the same time extremely easy and a little bit confusing because the regular verbs form their past participle in a very easy manner. We have the verb studiare. The suffix of the infinitive are drops, and instead of that we are gonna add ato. So studiare becomes studiato. For the second group, the one in ere, like cadere, to fall, the ere drops and we are gonna have to add uto. Cadere becomes caduto. And the third group, same thing happens. Instead of ire, we're gonna have to have ito. So instead of partire, we will have partito. So this is quite easy, right? This is how you form the past participle. The past participle, by the way, is the one that in English goes like been, gone, done, but also studied, fallen, and left. So we have the auxiliary verb conjugated, and we have the past participle of the verb that we want to use. When it comes to the form and the construction, the Passato Prossimo corresponds to, or is very similar to the English present perfect. That being said, the 2 tenses do not correspond in use. The Passato Prossimo is often used for actions that happened in a recent past. Literally, Passato Prossimo means near past to describe punctual actions that happened not too long ago. And also, third use is we talk about an action that happened in the past that has some kind of effect in the present. I'll give you a couple of examples. Ieri sono andato al supermercato per fare la spesa e ho comprato le verdure, la frutta e il pane. So we have sono andato and ho comprato. We said how it's formed and we said when we use it. There is one problem though. As I said, the auxiliary verbs are to be and to have. Both of them work as auxiliary verbs. While in English, usually you only have to have. So how do we decide which one to use? Because we are going to have to decide, I am going to use the verb to be or the verb to have. And let me tell you, they are not interchangeable. The verb to have works with most verbs, most transitive verbs. If you don't know what transitive verbs are, an example of a transitive verb is I eat the apple. It's a verb that describes an action that goes directly from me to the apple. And usually the transitive verbs do not require a preposition right after them or introducing the following complement, while the intransitive verbs do. Going back to where we were, the verb to be introduces intransitive verbs, reflexive verbs, verbs of movement, and verbs of state. For example, salire sul treno, to get on the train. State meaning a state of being. So being, being born, dying, growing, and so on and so forth. There is one little tricky situation, basically, because when a verb has to have as an auxiliary, the past participle never changes. Io ho mangiato la mela. I ate the apple. As you can see, the past participle is consistent. It never changes. The only part that changes is, of course, the auxiliary that is conjugated depending on the number of the subject. When it comes to the verbs that need to be as an auxiliary, those verbs need to change the past participle depending on the gender and the number of the subject. I will say, because I am a feminine subject, I will say io sono andata a Roma. But if I had to say the girls, le ragazze sono andate a Roma. If I had to say Matteo e Francesco sono andati a Roma. Sono andati, because it's masculine. Also, by the way, if you have a plural subject that is mixed, so Matteo e Giulia sono andati a Roma, you will use the neutral form for Italian is the masculine form. Your homework for today is write down in the comments below a little bit about your day yesterday. I think it would be very interesting for me to see. If you need to, use a dictionary. This is it. If you have any questions, please let them down below. I hope I said everything that I needed to. And yeah, you have a wonderful day. I hope you will consider subscribing if you're new. And yeah, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.